Ozi vizimratiam vayhi lishua Ozi
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And we also say Hag Sameach as we are in the midst of the festival of Sukkot. And you can see how absolutely beautiful the bima is decorated to represent the bounty and our good fortune. And indeed, for Hannah today, there is a great deal of good fortune in this room with so many friends and family members that have come from so near and so far. So mazel tov to everyone. And we look forward to your full participation in our service. So please make sure that you all have a Mishkan Tefillah. It is our prayer book. And in the prayer book, even if you are not familiar with our worship service, there is transliteration, there is English, and there is Hebrew. Hannah will be leading the majority of our service, and she would love it if she would hear your voices joined together with hers as we chant together and sing and read and experience the beauty of Shabbat. So it is a wonderful and very special simcha for which we are all grateful to be here and celebrate. So the very first thing that we must do now is to enwrap Hannah in a talit. The talit represents her physical maturation, literally, to becoming a bat mitzvah. Each bar and bat mitzvah who comes to the bima enwraps themselves. It's a reminder that they now have the adult responsibility for the mitzvot and to carry on their Jewish faith and tradition. That is represented by the tzitzit, or the four corners, which represent the four corners of the Jewish world that will enwrap her. But Hannah also has some history to enwrap her, and that is because she is about to be enwrapped in her great-grandfather Sanford's talit of blessed memory. This talit was worn by her dad and by her sister Jessica, and
Yes, you're
right? Did I get that right? Okay. Just want to make sure. They share a birthday as well. So this talit is very, very meaningful. So Hannah, I'm going to call you forward and your dad so he can enwrap you just like he was once enwrapped, together with your grandmother, whose dad this talit belonged to. And with them at each side, Hannah, you're going to repeat the blessing over the talit. Amen, amen. Wonderful. Mazel tov.
Welcome to our Shabbat service at Temple Har Shalom. A special welcome to all those joining us over our live webcast. In preparation for our service, please take note that the sanctuary is an electronic-free place, and we request that you turn your cell phones to the off position. We have worked long and hard to reach this day, and we are grateful for your presence. We hope that you will be attentive, considerate, and will fully participate in our worship. Like the generations before us, we have prepared to take our B'nai Mitzvah. Today we participate in our first adult Jewish life cycle event. We are now committed to the mitzvot and the teachings of our tradition. We pray that we may always understand our responsibilities as Jews to love to our family, kindness to the world around us, and maintain a connection with our people and her land Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shechechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, creator of the world, who gives us life, sustains us, and enables us to reach this time.
Amen. We continue our service on page 290 with the chanting of Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu ahalecha Yaakov, mishkinu techa
Kedivrei Torah. Adonai our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us and to the house of Israel your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah, to our people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelameh Torah le'amo Yisrael.
We turn now to page 312 and we rise together for the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל שמי רבה בעלמא דברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחייך בישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יהי שמירה ומבורך לעולם ולעולם ויולמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי תקודשו בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תשביחי תמיד נחמתה תמירה מיומם ויאמרו אמן Barichu et Adonai HaMivorach Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed.
We continue reading the English response with you on page 317.
O God, inspiration and guide for all, you have spoken in 1,000 tongues for us to hear in every land and every age. Your children have heard you and imagined you in separate ways, and yet, O God, you are one, unifier of humanity.
We give
Thanks for the sages and teachers who bring us understanding of your will. Gratefully we recall the lawgivers and prophets, the psalmists and sages of Egypt, and gratefully we remember that from the dawn of Israel's life, we would turn to you and find purpose.
May the teachings of our ancestors live on in our minds and the passion for righteousness stir our hearts. Help us to live so that our daily conduct reveals the beauty and wisdom of your truth. Baruch
Ata Adonai, habocher be'amo Yisrael, ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem
Malchuto le'olam va'ed.
And you may all be seated. We continue together.
Se'yata et Adonai Elohecha be'ol avacha understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravished by war, now quiet and content. For soldiers home to leave no more, the song of a world redeemed and sung.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nitor b'kodesh, nora tilot ozeh שיערוך חדשה שיבחו גאולים לשמך ושפתיים יחד כולם הודו והמליכו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם
We are on page 323 for Tefillah, and I'd ask everyone to rise, please.
Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Adonai gibor v'hanorah, Elohim omer chasadim tovim, v'korei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imot, u'mevin geula livnei bneihem, machshino ve'ahava, melech ozer Moshiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, v'chayei hakol acharav v'yoshia, mashliach haruach u'marit ha'gashem, nechaker chayim b'chesed, nechayei hakol b'rachamim rabim, somer noflim v'rofeh cholim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayem Yishenei Afar, Mikchabocha ba'gevurot, u'midom elach, melech memit u'mechayeh, u'matzliach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lechayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol.
We continue on page 326.
Yai la 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 la, ya la 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 la, yai la 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 la, la la la, דקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאיך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש קדוש קדוש, אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ, כבודו, אדיר אדירנו, אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו, אחד הוא אלוהינו, Uavinu Malkeinu, Moshienu, Viashmienu, Berachamav Leinei Kol Chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohai Zion, Lidor vador. Hallelujah. Lidor vadonagin, kon lecham, ulenitzach nitzachim. Kedushatcha nakdish, v'shivchacha Eloheinu. Mipinu lo yamush leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh, HaKadosh.
To all generations you will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
And you may all be seated. To lead us in our next reading, it truly is a treat to welcome forward the one that will very soon take her own place here as a bat mitzvah. Though we'd love to slow it down, it was just like Jessica was up here. So Rebecca, come and join us here.
Those who keep Shabbat by calling it a delight will rejoice in your realm. The people that hallow Shabbat will delight in your goodness. For being pleased with the seventh day, you hallowed it as the most precious of days, drawing our attention to the work of creation.
And we're going to continue on page 330.
On this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others. Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves, and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. We praise you, Adonai, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, shodcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Amen.
Amen.
We continue with Sim Shalom on the top of page 334.
Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova veracha. Ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova uveracha.
Well, we've come to that time in our service where we leave the written word and instead turn our attentions to our own private thoughts and meditations. It is a perfect time on Shabbat to remember two important words in either language, Hebrew or English, Todah Rabbah, or thank you. Because thanks is what Shabbat is all about. If there were a theme for any Shabbat, it would be gratitude. Gratitude for the blessings that we were granted this past week. Blessings for the ability to sit together as community in safety, enveloped by the warmth and love of family and friends, and to celebrate a young woman with the power and strength of not only her voice, but of her convictions to stand here on the bima and become a bat mitzvah. That gives us a great deal of gratitude. And indeed, even if the challenges of the past week weighed us down, Shabbat is here to remind us that we have another opportunity. And so let us use the inspiration of Hannah and her sisters in order to appreciate. Oh, you got that good. In order to appreciate all of the wonderful blessings that we've been granted and what we have today and what, God willing, will come yet tomorrow. We pause for a few moments.
Ratzon im Refi, והגיון ליבי לפניך, אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי.
The highlight of our service is when we prepare to take the Torah from the ark and pass it generation to generation so that Hannah can accept it as her own and then can carry it through the congregation, offering it to all of you who may want to accept it as well. We are always grateful when Lador Vador, from generation to generation, we can pass Torah. And it is usually most blessed when there are grandparents to pass to parents and to children. But to have the added blessing of two great-grandmothers is something that is most unique and most special and will touch our hearts and souls for quite some time. Realizing that we are fortunate to have their wisdom and presence, and so fortunate that they began the chain with which Hannah will now accept as that precious link. So I am going to invite everyone forward to take their place right here below. To open the ark doors, I'm going to welcome forward Aunt Allie and Uncle Jeremy. And I am going to ask everyone to rise, please.
Ki mitzion titzei Torah, Ki mitzion titzei Torah, udivar Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch Torah,
And you may all be seated. Well, once again, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is truly an honor to have you here at Temple Har Shalom to celebrate this beautiful Shabbat, at which time Hannah is becoming a most powerful and confident and proud bat mitzvah. It is truly a joy to share the bima with her. I think you can understand that for us on the bima, we'd be happy just to sit and let her take it all away. We're very touched that she said, no, please stay by our side. So we are very touched, Hannah. Thank you so much. It is truly an inspiration to be with you, just like it was with your sister Jessica, and just like it will be with Rebecca. But I should mention that your family is very familiar to us on the Bima because of the incredible chanting that takes place during the High Holy Days. And for that, we are exceedingly honored and privileged by your presence. So this truly is a family affair. We are very, very comfortable and very excited. So let's get to the Torah portion because I know Hannah is so anxious to chant, right? Oh, yeah. But it is our time to just spend a few moments to give her the opportunity to look out at all of you, especially all the friends that have come from school and a few Camp Ramars here, I think. Yeah? Let me hear from you. Okay, good. And from all over, which is very exciting. And let's just talk a bit about this time of year that you are becoming a bat mitzvah and the Torah portion that we find ourselves in. Hannah herself is going to be our teacher. She has prepared a beautiful Devar Torah to explain this very special portion. But this is Shabbat Chol Hamoed Pesach, Sukkot. I'm hungry. I wanted a little matzah. Sukkot. And what is so important is that this is a festival that celebrates our bounty. And truthfully, and I can't think of a family that is more deserving of the bounty than your family. And the bima is decorated as so. This is the very last Shabbat that our Torahs will be dressed in white for quite some time. We are still in the midst of our holiday celebration. And that is why the Torah portion is not following the chronology this Shabbat. In fact, while we would be at the very end of the Torah, because on Monday for us is Simchat Torah. We'll start it all over again. We made Hannah roll all the way back to the second book known as Shemot, or the book of Exodus. And the question is why? Why would we read literally the story of Pesach, or leaving, preparing to leave during the Exodus, for Sukkot? What's the connection? Well, Hannah has a wonderful connection, but Hannah, I'd like to share with you a connection that I found that for me speaks to you particularly and your family. And that's because when we rewind the Torah portion back to Shemot, it is just immediately following the golden calf incident. If we all remember, the Israelites were not quite a happy or grateful people. In fact, they complained their way all the way through the desert, and they were never pleased and never quite had enough. And the minute Moses disappeared, they got into a lot of trouble and built themselves a golden calf. Moses comes back and reminds the Israelites of what is most important. Very similarly, like the High Holy Days that we just completed, we were just reminded, which is why we roll all the way back to this portion, we were just reminded, what are our priorities? What should our behaviors be? What should we stand up and represent? For what should we be prideful? And then Sukkot comes along to give us the opportunity to show that off. Hannah, I can't think of any more deserving family than to show off your dedication to your Jewish roots and a love of Jewish learning than the Levitz family. And that is because it literally seeps forth from all of your energy with such pride and such confidence that has literally been handed from great-grandparents to children, and now to the next generation. Well, in Hebrew we say it's sababa. It's awesome. And indeed, it is awesome. Because the Israelites were supposed to remember 3 important lessons. Number 1, remember who you are and where you came from. Well, look, today, Hannah, you know where you came from because you're enwrapped in your great-grandfather's talit. There is no question where you have come from. Number 2, learn your tradition. Be knowledgeable. And that is a priority in your family. Be knowledgeable. And third, know that the responsibility to make our history last is now in your hands. This is a celebration of, yes, coming of age, of your birthday, of your 13th year, but most importantly, Hannah, it's a celebration that we know that our faith, our traditions, and our teachings are in good hands, and it gives us the opportunity to breathe deeply and be appreciative of you and your sisters and what has been handed to you. So while your dad takes care of the physical health of so many, we are today concentrating on your spiritual health and our well-being. And for that, that's a team approach. And for that, we thank you. We are tremendously honored. And now, Hannah, you ready? Yeah, you sure? Okay. Well, we're now going to read from those precious words of Shemot as we turn back to a retelling of what it is we are responsible for. So just like you go the door by door, as Hannah comes to the Torah, she accepts now her own talit, this one will be passed continually from generation to generation, hers will now truly belong to her and enwrap her in this moment of Torah. And as we prepare for our first Aliyah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward all of the very proud grandparents. Sharon, Jonathan, Pam, and Sharon. Join us right here. And what a joy it is to welcome back for the second Aliyah, the one who stood here just a few years ago. So please, Jessica, come forward for your Aliyah.
Barku et Adonai Hamgorah. Baruch Adonai Hamorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natam lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah. Amen. Amen. Vayifsol Rabbanim Karishonim Vayashkim Moshe Baboker Vayal El Har Sinai Ka'asher Tzivah Adonai Oto Vayikach Beyado Shnei Luchot Avanim Vayered Adonai ve'anan, vayiyatsev imo sham, vayikra b'shem Adonai. Vaya'avor Adonai al panav, vayikra Adonai
Asher chesed la'alafim, nosei avon, v'pesha v'chata'ah, v'nakeh lo yenakeh, hoked avon avot, avanim ve'avenei banim, all shileshim ve'aribeim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Now, Hannah, what a joy it is to welcome forward your parents, Tanya and Jason. Now, Hannah, the honor of calling you to the Torah for your aliyah as a bat mitzvah goes to your sister.
Talmud, Chana Rachel, Bat Shmuel, Yosef, Ben Netanya, Lichvod, HaTorah, Habat Mitzvah. Baruch et Adonai Hamborach. Baruch Adonai Borach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Borach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu
Oh, Hannah, what can I say? You are rocking it. From the day after your sister's bat mitzvah, almost exactly 2 years ago, you told me, I could do that. I am going to be even better. Just wait and see. You're a tad bit competitive. Well, we will never compare our children, but we will say that you are absolutely fabulous. How lucky am I to have had such incredible bonding time with you this past year. Tutoring your own child is not an easy task. You have to hope that they listen to you and accept your criticism as a coach and not as a parent. Though at times those lines blurred a bit, you took your job as my student very seriously. As your mom, I had to make sure you were practicing and perfecting day by day. And as your tutor, I was incredibly proud when you did. Sometimes it was difficult for me to step out of my tutor role when you were practicing on your own and not correct you, but you made it clear that these were not our tutoring times and you needed time to figure it out on your own. Hannah, from the day you were very little, Daddy and I would say that you were born to be a middle child, even before you were a middle child. You poor, poor thing. From the day you were born, you had to share everything. And I mean everything. You not only share a birthday with your older sister, but when you received your bat mitzvah date 3 years ago, you learned that it would be on your father's birthday. To say that you were not happy with this fact is a bit of an understatement. Daddy even had to tell you that he would forego his birthday for a year just to make you chill out. It has always been clear to me, without a doubt, that you are the quintessential middle child. But I decided to do some research about middle children for today, just to let you know that I was right. I know this doesn't happen very often. Here are some things I learned about middle children, and for those of you in this room who know Hannah well, none of this will surprise you. Middle children tend to be very loyal and highly value their friendships. They tend to prioritize relationships outside of the family unit and rely more heavily on relationships with their peers. Middle children are wonderful negotiators. They are obsessed with fairness and balance. They are more independent and self-motivated. Hannah, I am always amazed at how much you love and respect your friends. You are loyal to your core and would do absolutely anything for them. In fact, you would much rather be at one of their houses or spending months with them away at camp than being at home. Boarding school is seriously a good option for you. Case in point is seeing that 12 of your camp friends traveled far distances to be here with you today. You are our in-house lawyer. I have never met anyone who can negotiate as well as you, to the point where we just usually have to give up and say, whatever you want. I think the word is exasperating, but we will stick with the positive for today. It made perfect sense to us that your Torah portion was about the Ten Commandments because you are all about making sure everyone follows the rules and is being fair to you. From my research, here is what you have to look forward to as a middle child, and it is very positive. Middle children tend to be more successful. They are very good coworkers. They don't crack under pressure. They are great parents, and they are the most well-adjusted and level-headed members of their family. We truly hope that all of these characteristics come true for you, and we definitely see that you are on the right track to achieve all of this. Daddy and I couldn't be more proud of you. You constantly surpass our expectations for you. And you know those expectations are very high. As much as you can drive us crazy, you keep our whole family laughing and always keep us on our toes. Very often when you are away at camp, Daddy and I will remind ourselves of the jokes you tell or the special language you speak. Don't ever think that you are lost in the middle. We all would be lost without your wit, charm, smarts, beauty, competitiveness, grit, and enthusiasm. To use one of your favorite quotations, To the world, you may be one person, but to us, you are the world. We love you so, so much.
And now to lift and dress the Torah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward Aunt Allison and Uncle Jared, and I'd ask everyone to rise, please.
Torah service continues with the chanting of the Haftarah, the additional prophetic portion read on all Shabbatot and holidays. This morning's Haftarah comes from the prophet Ezekiel. Baruch atah Adonai Elokeinu melech haolam asher bachar b'minim tovim v'rasa b'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai
Shobabticha v'shisheiticha v'ha'aliticha miyarkitei tzafon v'haviyoticha al harei Yisrael v'chiketi kashecha miyad smovlecha v'hitzecha miyad yamincha apil Al Harei Yisrael tipol ata v'hul agapecha v'amim asher itach le'et tzipor kol kanach v'chayat hasadeh netaticha le'achla Al Panei Hasadeh Tipol Ki Ani Dibarti Ne'um Adonai Elohim V'shilachti Eish B'magog Yoshvei Hayim Lavetach V'yadu Ki Ani Adonai Yetchin Kochi Odia Betoch Ami Yisrael Velo Achel Etchin Kochi Od V'yadu Hagoyim Ki Ani Adonai Adosh B'Yisrael Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Tzor kol haolamim Tzadik b'chol hadorot Ha'el ha'ne'eman Ha'omer v'yosef Ha'metaber u'mkayem Shekol devarav emet v'tzedek Al ha'torah v'al ha'avodah V'al ha'yim V'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh V'al yom ha'sukot hazeh Shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu L'kedusha v'lemincha L'sason u'simcha L'chavod u'tifaret Al ha'kol Adonai Eloheinu Anachnu modim lach U'mvarchim otach Yitbarach shimcha Befi kochai tamid Le'olam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh ha'shabbat V'Yisrael v'hazmanim
Well, it is time for us to return the Torah to the Ark and to open the Ark doors. What a joy it is to welcome all the way from Venice, Italy, Aunt Lori and Cousin Jordana. And I'd ask everyone to rise, please.
Shalom. Hashivenu Oidunayim Eilecha V'nai Shuvah Chaydish Yameinu Chaydish Yameinu
you all be seated? It is now time for Hannah to share with you her Devar Torah and interpretation of our portion today.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining me as I am called to the Torah as a bat mitzvah. It is crazy that 7 short years ago, I walked across the bridge, set out on this bima, and graduated from preschool here at Mountaintop. Thank you to Rabbi Misnitsky and Kircher Berman for always being supportive of me, helping me become the best person I can be, and helping me accomplish this huge milestone in my life. I am so appreciative of everyone here today. Thank you for taking time out of your busy lives to celebrate this incredible day in my life. The fact that there are people here from all over the East Coast and as far as Venice, Italy, is so heartwarming to me. Today I read from the book of Exodus. This is the second book of the Torah. Throughout the year, we read all the stories from the Torah in order. Generally, we start at the beginning of the Torah with creation and read from one verse to the next throughout the year. Today, however, we read out of order and retell the story of Moses receiving the 10 Commandments from God. These commandments give us 2 distinct sets of rules. The first set, numbers 1 to 5, tells how to treat and respect God, and the second set, numbers 6 to 10, tells how to treat each other. Why do we read this parsha at this time? In order to understand this, we need to talk a little bit about the holiday of Sukkot, which we are in the middle of celebrating. On Sukkot, Jews build railed huts called sukkahs in which they live during the 8 days of the holiday. Like most things in Judaism, there are reasons for all the customs we celebrate. Sometimes there are several reasons. One of the reasons we build sukkahs is to exchange the security of a strongly built house for a weaker structure, which makes you realize that your ultimate protection comes from God. We do this to remind us how unstable and fragile life is. When we feel unstable in life, we use laws to make us feel balanced. Today's Torah portion reminds us of the basic laws that God gave us to make us feel safe and secure. This idea creates a balance between the laws which have kept us together for 3,000 years and the unstable world in which we live. Today there continues to be so much instability with hurricanes, tornadoes, and other natural disasters that could quickly turn our world upside down. This Torah portion lifts us back up and reminds us to look towards God, faith, and each other as the most important aspects of life. In addition, this holiday reminds us of the balance between being grateful for everything the earth provides, including its environment, and destroying the earth. To summarize, we should be thankful for what God provides and not take it for granted. As my family knows, I've become more interested in preserving our environment. For example, when we go out to dinner, too often in my dad's opinion, I stopped asking for plastic straws and started yelling at my sisters for using them. These pieces of plastic are ending up in our oceans, hurting the fish, and damaging the environment. I'm trying to use recyclable straws instead of plastic straws. Chanting from the Torah and Haftorah is not easy. It requires hard work and commitment. I've decided to become a bat mitzvah, not just because my parents said so, but becoming a bat mitzvah is a 3,000-year-old tradition that I am honored to be part of. As I watched my sister become a bat mitzvah 2 short years ago, I realized how much hard work she put into everything and how rewarded she felt when she accomplished everything. That amazing day made me want to start my training to become a bat mitzvah and be part of this incredible tradition that has been passed down from generation to generation. Becoming a bat mitzvah showed me nothing comes easy and working hard is the only way to achieve a goal. Even though practicing was not my first idea of fun, I realized that putting the time in and being the best you can be makes you feel even more special and accomplished. Part of becoming a bat mitzvah is fulfilling a mitzvah project to help our world and make it a better place. After all, there is more to life than TikToks and Instagram. At least that is what my parents are constantly telling me. For my mitzvah project, I decided to start volunteering at Home for Good Dog Rescue. Home for Good Dog Rescue is an organization that drives down to the south and rescues dogs that are in kill shelters or being abused. They bring these dogs back to New Jersey, clean them, nurse them back to health if necessary, find foster homes for them, and care for them until they are ready to be put up for adoption to families that will give them loving homes. I volunteer at adoption events many Saturdays and help find the dogs good homes so they can live the life they deserve. I decided this would Dogs have always been my favorite animals, and whenever I hear abusive stories about them, it hurts my heart. Doing this makes me feel like I actually have a purpose in trying to make the world a better place. I have decided to continue volunteering for Hope for Good after my bat mitzvah because I feel very strongly about ending animal cruelty throughout the world and helping these lovable creatures find good homes. Being Jewish is very important to me and my family. At home, we light candles, do Kiddush, and sing Hamotzi every Friday night. We celebrate the holidays with our extended families, and I always look forward to these times at my grandparents' houses. Other than our amazing family traditions, I am honored to go to Camp Vermont in the Poconos for 2 months every summer. It is my home away from home, and it has given me an even greater Jewish identity. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad, for giving me this amazing opportunity every summer, because I really need a break from you sometimes. After I become a bat mitzvah, I will be considered a Jewish adult. This means I will have to be responsible for my actions and how I choose to lead my life. When I realized becoming a bat mitzvah means becoming a Jewish adult, I was frightened. I like being a kid without adult-like responsibilities. However, now I am honored to be part of the larger Jewish community to represent and contribute to our beautiful religion with its customs and traditions. Before I finish my speech, I would like to thank some people who, without them, I would not be able to be here today. The first person I would like to thank is my papa. He was always there to check up on my mom's training of me and always gave me that extra push to be my best. During my training, we had some ups and downs, but I am proud to say that he has never made me cry. That's a first in our family. Next, I would like to thank my sisters, Jessica and Rebecca. Even though I might not always show it, you two mean the world to me. Thank you for putting up with me. I know it may not always be easy. And Jess, thanks for always correcting me while I was practicing. You know how much I appreciated that. Dad, thank you for always being my number one supporter and never failing to be an amazing dad. Thank you for listening to me as I practice and giving me advice, even when some of it makes no sense at all. Oh, and happy birthday. Having my bat mitzvah fall on your birthday actually makes this day even more meaningful. Lastly, I would like to thank my mom. Training for my bat mitzvah was a roller coaster, but I always knew I could count on you if I needed anything. I know it might not seem like I'm always so grateful for you, but don't worry, I always am. Words can't describe how grateful I am for you, and I can't wait to go through many more amazing adventures together. There was a lot of craziness in our house with the dogs, soccer practices, Miss Marla's mandatory dance classes, and all our other activities, but you always made time to sit down with me and teach me the beautiful and unique truck for today. I promise you that God willing, when I have children, I will teach them how to become a bar or bat mitzvah and carry on our amazing family tradition. A final blessing for myself. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam. For you, Hannah, I wish you the most amazing life, filled with happiness, laughter, health, joy, and to do the best you can to make the world a safer, cleaner, and better place.
And it's a real treat to be able to pause for your applause. That doesn't occur too often. But when it does, we know that it is instantaneous and it is coming from the heart. And that's because everything you offered us today came from the heart. There are two very unique qualities about you that literally shine through when you look out at the congregation today. One is that you have a most colorful personality. And no one should take for granted the awesome colors of the kippot, because in truth, they represent your vibrancy. And second of all is how many times we in the congregation have laughed this morning. You have a wonderful sense of humor, and it brings a lot of joy into life. Don't ever lose that sense of laughter. Even when life seems so serious, like a bat mitzvah, it's important to be able to always smile and laugh through it, to know that no one is ever perfect, but we are all very grateful. So mazel tov to you. Mazel tov. And you were as near perfect as possible.
So now your congregation has a few gifts. And there's a very special woman that's been sharing today with us. She's a past president of our congregation and has some special words for you. And it's a pleasure to welcome forward Risa Drazen.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Hannah, she's going to read it while I read it. Enough that I have to write it while I have to write it. We can't hear. You have to turn the mic back on for me. I actually thought they put this here for me, but okay. Rabbi talked about the sense of humor, so I had to make sure we carried that through. It's been an honor and privilege to sit on the bima with you today. And like so much of the theme, it's what I call a beautiful feeling of deja vu, because just 2 years ago, I sat on the bima for Jessica's bat mitzvah. And you were sitting where Rebecca is, in awe in the front row with your family, and now you've led services, and they are just as proud and happy as they could be. Jessica was an awesome role model, and now you've shown you're equally as amazing, and Rebecca now has 2 very tough acts to follow, but I have no doubt you will do a beautiful job as well. And hopefully I'll be here too for that on the bima. So mazel tov to you, your parents, and your sisters on behalf of the Board of Directors and the entire Temple Har Shalom community. So, as you have told us, you now know you're a daughter of the commandments and a full-fledged member of our adult Jewish community. And what we wish for you is all the things you just gave yourself a prayer for, and a future we hope will give you much happiness and success. And we trust you'll stick around and continue with your Jewish education, and we look forward to sharing more milestones with you. So we have some gifts from the congregation: a Kiddush cup made especially for our members, an official bat mitzvah certificate commemorating the day, a Nifty in Israel gift certificate redeemable for any of the URJ Youth Israel programs, which you'll probably want to go on with your camp friends, a gift certificate for a free year of teen membership at the Bridgewater JCC. A tree has been planted in Israel in your honor, courtesy of our sisterhood. And before I came on the bima with you, the rabbi showed me you got a gift from Camp Ramah, a beautiful letter from Rabbi Seltzer, and the gift is wrapped, so I have no idea what it is, but it looks like it's something really nice, so it's a surprise. So thank you for the joy that you brought to me and to everyone in sharing this wonderful day with you. Your entire family is so special to us. Your parents are valued, cherished members. They've given of themselves in our community. They're dedicated and generous to a fault. I said a lot of nice things about them at Jessica's bat mitzvah, and naturally they all still hold true, but I won't do it again. So, and earlier this month on Yom Kippur, I think I counted, it was only 10 days ago, time flies, your mom and Jessica shared the bima and chanted the Haftorah so beautifully. So now, I can't wait for the time when all 3 of you are together sharing the Haftorah portion. So we're going to send you off to celebrate with all our best wishes for good things, and mazel tov.
Well, I know what Hannah really wants to do now. She wants to get her father's birthday party started. No, the celebration is for you and you alone. And so we're going to return to our prayer books. Page 586 for the Aleinu. And to open the Ark doors, it's a pleasure to welcome forward cousins Lauren and Nate, and AJ and Kate. And I'm going to invite everyone to rise, please.
Aleinu לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצאי בראשית, שלא עשה כגויי הרצון, ולא שמענו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמן יא אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו יברכך אדוני וישמרך.
May God bless you and keep you.
יאיר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך.
May God shine upon you and always be gracious to you.
יישא אדוני פניו אליך ויעשה לך שלום.
May God grant you a long life like our ancestor Moses until 120 with spiritual, mental, and physical well-being, as we all say. I would ask that you please remain standing because each and every time we come together as a congregation while we are celebrating, memory is an important component of all that we do, cognizant that the memories of those that have died at this season in years past and all those whom we have loved and lost have guided us to this moment. And so on this Shabbat, we commemorate the yortzites of Rita Gawant Barish, David Black, Elsa Kahn, Joyce Gratch, Solomon Gratch, Matt Snitzberg, Lionel Paradise, Mildred Rock, and David Solomon. And we remember one whose life has been taken in recent days, Mark Weiland. And on this day of Bat Mitzvah, we particularly mention all of those family members listed in Hannah's program as we remember great-grandparents, great-uncle, and all those who live on in our hearts and memories. As a congregation, we are always cognizant of those of the American Armed Forces and the Israel Defense Forces who have given their lives in defense of our nation and the land of Israel. And so we turn to page 598, so that no mourner ever stands alone. We join together. Yitgadal v'yitgadal shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'hayechon v'yomechon v'chayet kol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kari v'meru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam omei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudusha bruchu. Le'olam yimkol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiran v'yalma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah mim shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom.
Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
B'imru. Amen. We pray that the source of peace will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say. Amen. And you may be seated. So once again, on behalf of all of us here at Temple Har Shalom, our heartfelt best wishes of Mazel Tov go out to Hannah and to you, her family and friends who have come from near and far. And now I know how anxious Hannah is to get her party started. And so, because we always end on a sweet note, literally praying for Hannah's bounty with the cup of wine, or I should say juice, and with the challah blessings, it is a pleasure to welcome back her sisters and all of the cousins. So Jessica and Rebecca, AJ, Kate, Lauren, Nate, Maya, Sandy, Benji, Ellie, Brooke, Lily, Noah, and Jacob. A lot of cousins. And here they all come. Hold up the cup and here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
You ready?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Please.
Shabbat
And
shalom,
Mazel
everyone.
Tov, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.